what's going on? Welcome to Teasing the NFL, your destination for NFL teaser bets. I'm Daniel Saludo along with Andrew Chang here. We're taking you through the last early afternoon game for Week 17 Sunday of the 2020 NFL season. It is a battle in the AFC East. It is the Miami Dolphins going to the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo is the favorite here at -3, and the total is 42.5. So Miami would get teased up to +9. Buffalo gets teased across the 0 to +3. Your over gets teased down to 36.5, and your under gets teased up to 48.5. All right, so we just found the news, and it's a day plus old now, but Ryan Fitzpatrick was tested positive for COVID. Now, Tua has not been tested, and it seems like he's not been in close contact with Fitzpatrick, so it seems like this is going to be clear. Unlike the Broncos game back in like week 13, 14, or whatever, Tua should be good and clear to start this game. So, Tua was going to start anyways. That was already announced, but now you don't have Ryan Fitzpatrick behind him. So, your circumstances have changed quite a bit.
Fins fans, if you're still here, it is Judgment Day, and I am waiting for you at the gates. So, Brian Flores, undoubtedly Coach of the Year. Knowing when to pull his starting quarterback Tua and put in what we like to call Fitzmagic here. And now with Fitzmagic just pulled underneath Tua's feet, it will solely be on him in this game. Now, Miami is the underdog. That is the only thing I like about this matchup. So +9, I like that, but you know what? I just cannot deny the value, if there is any value.
This is a little bit.
Teasing the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, teasing? No, there's no value.
Exactly. Teasing the Buffalo Bills to a +3, where I don't see the Bills losing. Miami can still cover, that's for sure. But I think ultimately, for Fins fans, this is the end of the road for y'all. I'm sorry. If you're still here, if you're still sticking with the channel, still listening to Danny trying to tell me to calm down, we appreciate it. But now I get to serve you this nice, juicy marinated steak. I've marinated you all season long, and I'm going to tell y'all to eat it. So
I would like to state that, just because the season ends doesn't mean his career ends. He does have, more years
bright
to play.
Future. Yes.
So just
But I'm just saying.
they could shove a bigger steak in front of you.
But this, God, if this was a season, like I said, this kind of reminds me of my Houston Texans when we had that outstanding defense, like number 1, number 2, and our offense was okay with Mr. Schaub, You remember those days.
Of course I do.
Tell me you remember those days. Yeah, we still had Andre Johnson.
I was still working in sports back then.
We had Arian Foster. Man, we looked so good. And then the next season, it just gone. Collapsed. Yeah. But I think your defense and special teams are here to stay, Miami and Fins fans. But against this Bills team, that looked pretty good. It was against New England, but
Really good.
They look really good. So I don't think I can trust Tua and his performance against all these teams that Ryan Fitzpatrick has kind of had to help him a little bit. The defense and special teams has helped him a lot. It really says something when you're playing 3 quarters and you let another QB take over and he has better stats than you. So it really just amplifies my voice to the Fins Nation and says, you know what? I usually like taking Miami as an underdog with the plus points, but in this case, I'm going to have to go with the Buffalo Bills +3 to win at home.
All right. I get it. Not the play I would choose.
Oh, Danny!
Well, there's no value in it. If you're going to bet him. But you don't need to tease it. But I understand why you do it, and of course, that's how you are. You say F you to the EV value sometimes.
That's right. Yeah. That is right.
I'm not going to take a side in this. Normally, I would be okay taking Miami as the underdog, but there's a part of me for some reason that thinks this game goes a little weird, and I don't know why. I'm probably just way overthinking it. Now, do remember that Miami is playing for their 5th seed, basically. They are trying to stay in the playoffs. So basically, it's win and you're in for them, much like the other teams. So they're playing for something, but your worry is that they don't get it done, and Buffalo ends up too much. Now the flip side of that is Buffalo is secure in their second seed. They're not going anywhere. So, why does Buffalo feel like they need to play all their starters? Shouldn't they just sit there and rest them, or at least play them for part of the game and then rest them? That's the other part of that.
That could be true, but they have an opportunity to knock out, or not knock out per se, but to really get someone who I feel like it could be a sleeper team if they survive this and they get Fitzpatrick back. I mean, that's a legit team to be concerned about because, like I said, that defense and that special teams is something to worry about. Later in the playoffs, where they play really hard, that's going to come to fruition. I think both me and Danny agree, good teams with good defenses going into the playoffs, they'll get pretty far. Last year, Casey's defense was pretty awesome. Danny had it on lock the entire season. Like, dude, this Casey defense
like after like week 14,
you knew.
When tracking them, they were the choice by far.
I mean, you knew. And then, we didn't see like the potential for the Tennessee Titans defense, but they did pretty well.
I was kind of high on them too.
Yeah, I mean, and they did pretty well.
They did well.
They just had to beat, Patrick Mahomes. They were literally one game away, and only one good defense can come out. But this Miami defense later on in the postseason, if they make it, is dangerous. So I think I'm a little more optimistic that they will play just to try to knock them off. Or, I don't really see them resting their starters. They would have said, I guess they would have made an announcement. But the starters are starting.
But yeah, they're starting for now. But what if they just pull them in the second half because they don't, they want to get them some reps to keep them kind of fresh. But you don't want to risk your starting quarterback, your starting wide receiver, your starting running backs. You don't want your stars to be risk getting hurt. So
I understand that, but if we're going to kind of bet this game on the chance of them pulling, they will get pulled. I'll say if the lead is significant. Yeah, I'll say, they'll pull them in the third quarter for sure. But I just don't have faith this time in Tua going against these Buffalo Bills. I just don't.
I know you don't. You don't trust them at all.
I don't.
That's just how you are.
But tell me it's not warranted though.
It's somewhat warranted. I get it, but at the same time, but if you're looking at it that way, then teasing them across a zero, you losing value. So yes, I always say if you go with whatever you like, that's fine. But from an analytics and a numbers perspective, it's not worth it to do it because there's a lot of margin for you to lose that bet. So that's why I can't take it. And remember, when you tease across the zero, and one day I'll go into this, the numbers into it a little bit more. You're losing a point basically teasing across the zero. So that's why I can't ever do it anymore.
Yeah, I know that's your thing. But let me tell you guys something too. If Fitzpatrick was healthy, I would have taken the over.
That's assuming he gets into the game. So you're making the same assumption that I'm making kind
Correct.
Of about that. So that's why.
Yes.
So you haven't even let me tell my choice yet.
Go for it, dude.
So,
I'm waiting.
So I'm taking the under in this because it is Tua, it is Miami. They keep games lower scoring. So I'm going to take the under 48.5 in this. Keep it under 7 touchdowns basically is what I need in this game. And I see it happening, especially with no Fitzpatrick having the chance to come in now. Miami is an under team. I've said that a few weeks ago now. Miami is a low-scoring under team. Their defense makes them an under team, and Tua has shown that he can't really put up a ton of points on the board. He's a good quarterback, I think. Give him more time, unlike him, and let him see what happens. But I think he'll not struggle in this game, but Tua is not a big, high-scoring, high-offense quarterback, at least not yet. Well, that remains to be seen.
I'm hopeful. I've might have eased up a little on the guy, but there's a lot of pressure on him in this game. So we will really see what he's made of this game. And so I think it'll be an exciting game, to be honest. I will watch it for Fins Nation. I'll watch it to circle the wagon, baby. That was Bills Mafia. So I'm in it.
I know you are. Yeah. All right, so there you go. Andrew's going to take Buffalo Teasing across the 0 to +3. I like the under in this game. It feels like an under game. Anytime you got Miami, it feels like an under game. That's just how I've deemed them this season.
Okay.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments how you think this game is going to go. If you're betting any of the sides or totals, let us know. Leave us a comment in the box below. But until next time, for Andrew Chang, I'm Daniel Saludo. If you like the content you got in this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe, tick the notification bell, and select all. That way you stay up to date with all of our latest videos and previews for the rest of the season. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining us in this preview video. Stay tuned for the late afternoon and prime time previews for Week 17. But until next time, make sure you get your bets in. And of course, don't forget to be a tease.